Hello, everyone. I hope you're having a fantastic day, as it is a Thursday, which means it is D&D Day. Cassie, thank you so much for subscribing for 1 year. What? What? A whole year? What? Thank you so much. Oh my gosh. Y'all are way too sweet. Thank you for enabling my nonsense. Hello, Inori. Hello, Dark. I hope you're all having a lovely evening. Stuff is going down. Well, to be fair, when is stuff not going down in D&D? You know, when are you ever having a nice little delightful session where all of you do is say, how much you appreciate your friends and you just drink tea? No. There is always drama. That's the hidden D in D&D. Now, folks, remember, it is nothing personal if we don't talk to you. We will be typing away in chat. However, audio belongs to the party, and we want to leave it open to them to create this fun experience. Also, if you ever want to learn about any of our party members, just do ! Party! Hey, Gray! And there you go. They're all over there. Okay, we're gonna delve in. We're gonna talk to our lovely party members, and it'll all be okay. They won't be saying anything bad. Hello, Dylan! Another amazing streamer. Give him a follow. Okay, folks. We're gonna be okay. No one's gonna be saying anything appropriate. Here we go. Hello?
3 episodes of season.
Well, hello there.
Hello.
How are you?
I am good because I'm about to D and also D. Up in here. I'm sorry. I can't. I forget. I wish I was drunk.
Okay, we're doing that today? Oh, man. I gotta go in like 5 minutes. Sorry.
Oh, God. Can you imagine if we had, like, extremely drunk D&Ds?
You know what? The sad thing is, I feel like we might actually be more on pace than we normally are.
Yeah. We'd probably do better. Yeah.
We'd probably pay more attention.
Bevan, please introduce yourself. Take it away.
I got a cookie in my mouth.
Uh-oh.
Oh, shoot. What kind of cookie?
Just a chessman, like a shortbread cookie.
Those are so freaking good. Those like buttery, crumbly cookies. Hell yeah.
Did you bring enough to share with the class?
No, I just ate it was the last one.
Oh,
see now you have to say what kind of cookie your character would eat. And also your favorite kind of cookie. There we go. That's tonight's theme. Cookies.
Oh, I love cookies.
My favorite overall is chocolate chips.
Yeah.
But these are like my favorite store-bought. I'll buy a pack and eat the whole thing. So
Hell yeah.
which I just finished doing.
Hell yeah, like those soft ones, right? Not like the hard chunky.
No, these are the hard chunk like for homemade cookies?
Yeah.
It's whatever I make.
I'm a softie. I don't like a crunchy cookie.
It depends on the cookie.
Yeah.
Like, go ahead. Sorry, I'm interrupting.
Corbin likes chocolate chips too, so
Nice.
like chunks, like chocolate chunks, and you got walnuts in it because they're grown up.
Hell yeah.
Where can
I'm
we
sorry,
find
people
you?
who are like, ew, nuts in my cookie. Are you allergic to nuts? If not, grow up.
Not me announcing the stream with D&D's nuts. Gosh dang it.
I don't
That was
like
my
walnuts
announcement.
in my brownies. Well, I'm sorry
You
that.
put peanut butter in my chocolate.
Well, yeah,
I put chocolate in my peanut butter.
I don't like oatmeal raisin. Look, man, I'm 33. If I'm gonna eat a cookie, like whatever.
I like raisins, but it's okay. Where can we find you?
Oh, on Roll the Roll sometimes, usually at home in bed.
You know, I feel that, buddy.
I got a new expensive mattress. I better be sleeping in that bed.
Nice.
I'm so jealous of your new amazing mattress.
It
Well,
was
hi.
for my heartburn. It's like I didn't think a mattress would just fix heartburn. But
Yeah, because if it elevates you right. Yeah.
because it sinks more around my stomach,
Mm-hmm.
so it keeps the stomach lower,
And the
and the
acid.
rest of my upper
yeah.
body is a bit up. And I've also, outside of eating cookies today, I don't really eat after 6 anymore. I take a
Yeah.
probiotic. I take Metamucil because being old turns you into a loser.
You know you're older when you start eating foods because of how they make you feel versus how they make you, how they taste. Like,
Nice.
take it away, Diz.
Well, hi, I'm Diz. It's me, Diz. Hey, you can find me over at twitch.tv/It's me, Diz. And where I run the dive, we play games, and I'm generally ridiculous. Either way, I hope you guys like that good-looking guy down there, Luya, with the brown hair and the blue eyes, because he's amazing. He's not so good at D&D.
He
fighting.
lives in D&D. How can he not be good at it?
He's not so good at the fighting end of things, but we'll find out what happens. I have a feeling there might be some of that. I'm really hoping for some. Let's go.
Hey, your favorite cookie and Luya's favorite
What's
cookie.
your cookie?
Yeah.
I forgot my favorite cookie. Oh, that's easy. I like what are those ginger snap things?
Ginger
snaps.
snaps.
Dude,
Yeah, my grandma used to make them. Well, they're second to my grandma's, but nobody ever knows what my grandma's are. My grandma's are called Pritzellas. They're like a very thin, like wafer cookie, but it's made in a waffle iron, like a really thin waffle iron kind of a thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah, the waffle irons, to get a really good old one is like it's one of the few things I look for if I go to like a garage sale.
Yeah, man. Seriously, Pritzellas, they were so good. They were like little thin waffle cookies, and she used to make this really like a sweet batter. Those things would melt in your mouth, and it was like with coffee. It was so good.
Ooh.
Yep.
What would Luya's
Those are number
favorite cookie be?
Luya will take what you give him.
like
if
the
it's
Cookie
sweet
Monster.
and there's beer along with it, he's good. He's good.
Why do I want artwork of Luya as the Cookie Monster? I need to message Andy. I need this.
I think it's not as much that Luya loves all cookies. It's more like Luya will just eat what's in.
That's true.
Yeah, he'll
You
just
have to
eat
be
what's
careful.
given.
Whatever you put in front of him, make sure you're not attached to it, because
Might be a bit
Eat
of
it
a
out of a chamber pot.
Ah.
Yeah, Luya might be a bit of a goat. Just don't leave a tin can in front of him. You don't know what'll happen.
Yeah, it's facts. I call it world
take it
building or
away.
character building.
World building, character building. Hi, I'm Graynarl. You can find me over at twitch.tv/Graynarl. It's spelled really dumb. I'm sorry. That's an issue that will follow me for the rest of my days. I play Cultist Blashur. He's a tiefling fighter. He's a general. He's a note taker. He's a cool dude, except for all the shit that's going wrong in his life right now. It's fine. I'm sure that'll blow over after this coming siege, definitely. Yeah, as far as cookies, my personal favorite is chocolate chip. Although I'm one of those people who it's gotta be with milk. Like, I will not eat a dry cookie. You need to dip that shit in milk. Or I will just buy cookie dough or make cookie dough just to eat cookie dough.
God, that just sounds awful.
You know, yeah.
Now the question is,
That's like an awful
if you won't eat dry cookies, would you dip them in water?
No, I am not dipping cookies in water.
My own spouse, the betrayal.
I was gonna say, I've heard some weirdo does that.
Yeah.
I'm looking
Dude,
at
teeth
our
whitening.
names.
As far as Cultist, it's gross, but I feel like he would like oatmeal cookies and maybe even oatmeal raisin.
Crispy oatmeal cookies are with like crispy oatmeal nut cookies are some of the best cookies out there.
Okay. Yeah, but I feel like he would like oatmeal raisin because he's weird.
Yeah,
I love it.
I quite enjoy regular oatmeal cookies, but oatmeal raisins.
anyway.
Yeah, so Psyche, introduce yourself on your own stream.
Of course. I got it, you know. Hello everyone, my name is Psyche. You've already found me. Good job. I play Colette, who tries to keep us alive through whatever means necessary. I swear her alignment is mostly good. My favorite cookie, so a lot of people haven't heard of it, but it's very good. It's a Persian cookie called Shirini Keshmeshi, and it's basically like a caramel cookie with raisins in it, but like not the normal raisins you're used to. They're like fatter. I don't know how to describe them.
Raisins, like dates dried or something?
We have a lot of different raisin varieties. Like we have big gold ones. We have like small like tart ones. They're all about dried fruits over there. I guess I could compare it to like a lot of British bakes where they have like lots of dried fruits and pie and stuff. And I can't type it in chat because I know it's a bit of a mouthful. But I love them so much. Colette though, girl, she likes those like thumbprint cookies with the kisses in the middle. Because she thinks they're cute, not because of how they taste, but the aesthetics, you know.
Because they look like the little nipple cookies.
Don't call them nipple cookies.
Cookie.
No, she doesn't like them because they're nipples. No.
Jesus
She would be
Christ.
embarrassed if you mentioned that they look like nipples. She would go, oh my,
She
oh
should be
boy.
embarrassed for wanting them for that exact
She would never order them again.
Does she like sucking on these cookies,
Oh
or,
my.
or like taking a good bite?
She
Yeah.
licks the chocolate part off.
Yeah.
It takes some time.
Oh, never mind. I'm gonna let that one go.
Please take it away as I type the name of these cookies for people to look them up, because it's a mouthful. Take it away.
Hi, my name's Teeth Whitener, and you can find me somewhere, maybe. Possibly.
You're in our house. Where are you gonna go?
So, this is Mark of the God, the Phoenix Squad campaign,
Sounds like I have to yell at a cat.
and it's episode 30. I believe it's 38, part 2. This time I do have an epigraph, but it's basically just
Johnner, you better not
it is thus.
making that shit.
Before one knows warmth, one must first feel the cold. A saying of the sect of the winter storm. Caldus, our resident historian, will thus remind us of last week's events.
Yes. At the beginning of the last session, the scene shows us the night after the raid. Luya receives his letter. Aggie awakens, gasping and struggling to breathe, seeing some kind of vision in her sleep. Caldus, however, was not awoken, and Aggie was able to settle herself before the scene fades. At dawn, Caldus awakes, and Aggie is nowhere to be seen in the room. He dresses and prepares to set about searching for Greenie, assembling ideas and plans. In the common room, Colette awakes later in the morning and finds Corvin already prepping arcane contracts for their students. We all gather around the table at noon and discuss our plans for searching for Greenie. Caldus brings in a rough draft of a wanted poster for the kidnapper known as Moshe. Corvin and the party revise the draft, noticing how Caldus is not in his right mind because of the situation. Rose had spent the night drinking her sorrows away and stumbles into the meeting, extremely hungover. Caldus takes the revised wanted poster away to get copied and sent out to the city as a whole. Colette, Rose, and Luya head out to the last place Corvin saw Greenie and Moshe by the University District. Corvin stays home. While the group is out, they find no additional clues, and they decide to return to the bar and look for any other possible leads. While there, they find a private investigator sent by the Duke, who is looking into the murder of a regular civilian last night, who was used as a distraction. Rose and Luya attempt to charm their way past the security and the investigator to find information, but don't manage to gather much. All of the leads turn up cold and they decide to go and find Riel, but have no idea where she may be. Meanwhile, still at the house, Corvin is greeted by Riel, who says that she has a possible lead. Corvin sends her off to the area that the others went to, along with some fruit miscellaneously pulled from their clothing, I suppose. And in no time at all, she manages to track them down. Riel reveals that she knows people in certain circles that have seen someone who fits the description of Moshe. The target has been seen loitering around the Cathedral of Thunder, a major landmark in the city. He has been seen around the Shrine of Boshal, dealing with many of the priests and priestesses there. She doesn't know for sure what he is doing there, but it is a lead worth looking into. The rest of the group debate on what to do before the scene fades, and we pick up where we left off.
You also picked up Corbin.
Yes. I suppose we pick everyone up before heading over.
Yeah.
But Stuteeth, I will leave it to you to set the scene.
All right. So, the rain continues in a steady drizzle, setting a dour mood upon the people of Risha. The sky overhead is a thick, unchanging gray as we turn our attention to Colette, Riel, and is Colette by herself? Was Colette by herself at that time?
She was with
Colette, Rose, and Luya.
Yeah.
As we turn our attention to Colette, Rose, Luya, and Riel at the Ashen Arrow, the scene of a crime, and the last known location of one dubious, greasy fellow by the name known only as Moshe. You can start now.
So, I must ask, is this cathedral we're heading towards a respectable place? How wide is their worship here? Riel?
Sorry, I was typing something for work. Could you repeat that? I'm so sorry.
She's just basically asking, like, about the cathedral. How respected is it in the town? Like, how big of a deal is this?
Well, the cathedral is the location of every major site of worship in the city. Well, the cathedral grounds, I should say. There are many shrines to other deities, but the primary deities worshipped there are the storm deities. The others are simply allowed space on the ground. This cathedral is one of the first buildings founded in Risha, thousands of years ago, supposedly.
Oh, so pretty big deal, I suppose.
Looks like another church to me.
Oh, quit it, Luya. It is a work of art.
I should mention you're not currently at the building.
No,
Okay.
No, but she's just describing, like, you know. I'm sure it will be different from all the other places we've seen. It sounds delightful.
I mean, it's a church, so probably
That's
not.
literally almost exactly what Luya would say. I mean, it's a church.
I like to imagine you both say it at the same time. I suppose.
How long till we get there? Is it much further?
It's about 20 minutes walk to the north.
What are we doing when we get there?
Is this just a general question, or are you asking?
Yeah,
someone
he was just kind of asking anybody who would answer, like anybody in the group.
You're asking the wrong person.
We established that we collected the disparate members of the group, right? Am I here? Probably.
Yeah,
maybe.
you guys
Yes,
are
you-
here. We got you.
We collected Gray and Killmaster 5000.
Master 5000.
Oh, I thought you were
I
still
will
going by
mention
Newmaster
that
69.
The,
Sorry.
so Gray is at Southwatch, is that correct?
Most likely.
As is Killmaster 5000.
No.
No, I thought we got together. Did we not get together? Are we going to collect them?
Well,
We
yes,
have already
but I'm
done.
trying to put together.
Oh, okay.
A timeline.
Yes.
I believe Corvin was still at the house, so it would probably make sense to swing by the house first, then Southwatch, and then head up.
Okay. So, you head to Southwatch, and Corvin is a solid. Let me pull up my map. I always have a bad vision of what it looks like in my head. That's why maps exist. So Southwatch is very close to the Ashen Arrow. In fact, it connects with it through the that path through the trees.
I think Chowder found a living bug.
However, the Hollow Pine is on the other side of town, probably close to 45 minutes walk. So, if you're heading down there, combined distance will probably be close to about an hour and 15 minutes.
We're passing through the day quite a bit, getting everybody together.
Yeah, so we're probably gonna be. Boy, it was noon when everyone left, so after we all get to the Cathedral of Thunder, it's probably closer to 4 in the afternoon.
Probably, yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna get to the church later evening.
Yeah, it's late afternoon. It's it'll be evening when we actually go about doing our stuff.
Okay. So let me. So the gate to the Cathedral of Thunder is guarded by men in blue cobalt armor, standing sentry and not moving one way or the other, just standing there.
Are they blocking the way entirely, or are they just standing on either side of it?
They're standing on either side of it.
All right. As we approach, do they show any indication of being an issue, or are we?
No, this
walk
place
by
is open to the public, but it is behind a gate. So obviously very, very under a fair amount of protection.
Gotcha. So we walk through.
Yes, before you enter the gate, you see over the relatively large wall that surrounds it, a wall that is continuous with with the Den of Dogs, where the Duke and all of his nobility reside. You can still see the cathedral over this relatively large wall, with 4 spires on the four corners of the relatively rectangular building, flat topped.
The architecture of the city quite is stunning to behold.
As you approach, you can see a thin wire that goes from each of the 4 spires to connect in the middle of the cathedral. The cathedral itself is much like some of the other architecture in the city, hewn straight from stone. What was here was once a mountain, and what was left behind was just this monolithic rock. Monolithic rock is redundant. This monolith that has become a building. It is rectangular on top and flat, except it does have sloped edges going around the side, where you can see copper wiring, copper tubes that run like a lattice along the entire side of the building, along the entire side of the rooftop, I should say.
Colette, have you ever seen a religious structure this grandiose?
Have I teeth? Should I roll for that? How does this compare to like the main temple I was raised at?
Well, the main temple you were raised at was nothing to write home about. Remember that Meteora, the now home of Lucius worship in Novendrock, was being dedicated when you first started your adventure.
That's true, when all hell broke out.
So it was new. The old temple to him was really more of a shrine with some temporary fence posts built about it.
Now I have a question. The new one that was built, did it get damaged during like the attack?
No, it's a pretty significant. It used to be a barrack.
Okay.
It's a converted barrack built there to withstand such attacks. So unintentionally, or maybe not, it survived without much damage done to it.
Okay.
So the answer is roll a history check.
Okay. I rolled a nat 1.
Well,
Okay.
you don't think you've seen any buildings quite as large as this, but I will also remind you that but I will suggest that you're not too confident in your answer.
Okay.
To say the least.
Well, I don't believe I've seen anything quite this... Well... Oh gods, what's the word? It is quite grand. A bit intimidating, honestly.
I think Luya and Corbin also again just pull it's a church.
But to Colette, that's like where she worked. It's like if you went from your little mom and pop grocery store to like a corporate big name, you know. And
So
you were an
your
employee
soul
at
hurts
the...
and you're unhappy now.
No, she's
You went from
just...
your convenience store to your Macy's down the street.
Listen,
Or
she's
I'd
just a
rather
little
work at mom and pop.
overwhelmed. It's a
How
lot.
about this?
Listen!
You went from tending a small grave to having to tend a mausoleum.
It's a significant difference. So just kind of taking it all in, like, oh wow, this is the same thing, but way bigger.
Yes, and it is very, very large.
It's a lot to take in, but it's very lovely.
Yes. From the temple, you can see the front gates, a canal of sorts that runs through the center of the temple grounds, and right now you're off to the main side of it, so you can't really see the canal. You can't see where it comes from or like what it looks like, but you see some water running from it, and it doesn't look particularly natural in its occurrence.
Well, we can spend all day looking, or we can get down to business.
Yes.
What did Rial tell us? Our target was seen around which of the temples? I believe Boshal, if I am saying the name correctly.
Yes.
What do any of us know about Boshal?
Boshal, roll a religion check.
Or
There's going to be a baseline that almost anybody knows, but depending on how well you roll, I'll give you more information.
religion is based on wisdom, right?
No, intelligence.
Intelligence. Awesome. Okay, so that is a 19.
Ooh.
Okay. Perhaps your family was pious, a group. Boshal is a fertility goddess who is said to bless certain people with children, and her priests and priestesses are dedicated to providing this service if necessary. So, put frankly, they are I don't really know. I guess concubines would be the best word for it. Concubines or something of that nature. Their purpose is to provide children, and not all of their priests and priestesses perform this function, and a great many of them do move on from this service, but it is considered a holy act in this particular sect.
Ooh.
They those who are particularly pious may even be visited by the goddess herself.
When you say visited by the goddess,
Yes.
no.
The answer is yes.
Really?
Gods are horny. What do I have to say?
So why am I following Lucius? What the frickin'?
Usually, okay, I should say this is, strictly speaking.
I am mad for my girl, all right? Listen.
She is, the god takes a female form, but I guess she could also take a male form if needed, so.
Not that Psyche would mind.
Not that Psyche would mind.
No.
So,
Looks like your Colette would mind, actually.
and a great
Exactly.
many demigods owe their heritage to the goddess of fertility.
So I would assume Caldas reaches into a notebook that he has and pulls out this blurb of information. And as reading it, the gears click in his head, and he immediately has a foul look on his face and a even fouler taste in his mouth.
Oh, something else of particular note. Since you did roll a 19, it's pretty good. You would also know that children born of the union between between one in service to the goddess Boshal and somebody who stands to inherit something, like maybe not necessarily a lord, but somebody who is the heir of something. Any offspring produced from that could be considered legitimate heirs.
Huh.
Not bastard children.
Very interesting. But so the foul look on Caldus's face is not from the practices described. He just kind of looks at the book, closes it quickly, and then puts it away, and then looks at the cathedral, or like in the direction of the where he believes the Temple of Bushal is. If what we know about Moshe is true, and he apparently owned Greenie, him working with a fertility temple has a very untoward connotation.
Oh my God, are we about to go kill a bunch of concubines?
Are we about to kill their slavers mainly?
Maybe both.
I'm
Maybe,
I'm
maybe
concerned.
something out of a bad early 2000s.
I'm concerned that what we are about to walk into is a subterranean secret order of this sect of Boshal who participate in less than holy affairs in order to serve their religious purpose.
Ayo! Oh, sorry.
God dang it!
Everyone steel your wills. We may be walking into something quite unseemly.
Colette's face just turns bright purple, and she gives like a solemn nod.
So Luya looks at Colette and goes, "It's probably going to be kind of uncomfortable in there for you. Just kind of a heads up."
Well, you know, it's not my first time going to a brothel. For a mission, if Cork were here and Jacques, they could, oh god. Anyway, right, we should go.
Let us not waste time. And then he marches forward, now even steelier gazed than before.
Okay. As you march across the courtyard of the Cathedral of Thunder, you see its sense of scale is reflected in the windows of the building as well. Large, tall, blue glass that runs along the entire length of the building. As you get to the front of the building, you see the canal. What you believed was a canal was indeed a canal, running from the front door of the cathedral down the steps into the into a fountain that is directly in front of the building. It runs all the way through the length of the courtyard and all of the other temples in the area, and eventually turns into a man-made waterfall that dips into Drateni's Deep, the chasm that runs through the center of Risha. On either side of this canal are 7 dead trees and 1 large tree at the front of each of the line of 7, directly in front of the cathedral. On either side of the canal, you can also find shrines to several important gods and goddesses. Mostly just those dedicated to those above, the gods of light, so to speak, with a few notable exceptions that were omitted. Specifically, the Temple of Phila is nowhere to be found.
Is Lucius there?
No. Well, yes.
Oh?
Yeah, and also Lucius is there, although he is considered one of those below, quote unquote.
But his altar is there.
Yes. But remember, you are in Myland, where the worship of Lucius is not only allowed but embraced.
Yeah.
Boshal is being one of those above can be found in a temple of Boshal can be found on the
I'm gonna go into the
North.
office and get the cat out of there. BRB.
North side of the canal.
Do we have a
It is-
map of this place? I was wondering about the water you mentioned earlier, the waterway.
I can show you I'll send you a link to Roll20.
Okay.
It's not you won't see all the shrines and such, but you can see the.
Nice.
Okay, so
Also,
you can.
Andy, hello. Real quick, we need to know what your character's favorite cookie is, and also what your favorite cookie is.
My favorite is double chocolate chip,
Oh yeah.
and Rose's is probably something like oatmeal raisin.
Also, welcome, Super
Thank you.
Andiness. Did you get something to eat? Did you?
Ben's getting me food. I
Okay,
can't believe Beep told on me.
Yes, Vapus Beepus tattled on you.
Freaking Beepus.
What the fuck?
I sent him a message that just said fucking snitch.
So to clue you in, Andy, we just got to the cathedral.
Okay, I'm so sorry.
That is the link to Roll20 if you have not already joined. I will put in your tokens once you enter into this particular area, but I don't think you'll be here at this time.
Hey, Teeth, I don't mean to interrupt, but that's coming up page up.
Oh, right.
Speaking of food, my doctor wants me to cut my calories by a lot because I work from home and don't do anything all day.
Oh,
Yeah, I
But
bet.
it's like the amount of calories in like a burrito for the whole day. It's like
Oh,
1,500
no.
calories. I'm like, yeah, I'll work on it. I've lost another 3 pounds since November, even though the whole holidays were going. So
oh
Nice. That's actually really good.
it's from the no alcohol. I've lost
Did you say that he wants you to eat 1,500 calories a day?
Yes.
That is
Yeah. There's a subreddit.
questionable advice.
No, it's a combination. I don't move. I sit at my desk all
So
day.
there's a subreddit
So,
called.
and I am overweight, so it's partially helping me lose weight, and partially because I don't utilize 2,000 calories a day, let alone that. Like,
Okay.
I've done way less when cutting healthily for other stuff. So
So there is a
Okay.
subreddit called 1500 is Plenty, and they have meal plans and prep and stuff for people that have to do that.
yeah, I know.
Oh, okay.
I just don't wanna.
Oh,
I
I've done it
still wanna.
before. I just hate cutting calories. So
You know, Bevan, I feel that, man.
yeah, if I were doing anything other than sitting down all day, I would have been like, well, I'm still eating 2,000, but I literally, I'm a bear in a cage. So it's awful. I hate it.
Okay. Well, I will not question your doctor's medical advice
Any more than you already have.
any more than I already have. Anyway, so can you see the map now, those of you who are...
Yeah.
Okay.
That still says page not
Oh.
found for me when I click it. Am I doing
Oh,
something wrong? Oh, I
Just
didn't
go into
update
the
it.
regular. Yeah. Just go into the
Update,
regular launch for it. Don't use the new link.
Yeah, sorry. I guess that link's stupid. But yeah, so the temples of various gods, Temple of Rosilio, the king of gods, is a horse, resplendent, very, it's clad in gold and white and marble. Temple of Lucius's refined beauty, sort of and also, relatively speaking, devoid of anything like ostentation. Natural in its beauty. The Temple of Boshal is relatively, well, if you didn't know it to be what it is, then you probably wouldn't suspect it was a temple. It's very homely, and not like homely like ugly, but homely like it looks like a home almost, a large home to be sure, but it's made of wood. And there's lots of engravings, stone, some gold inlays in the area around the door, but it is mostly, relatively speaking, low maintenance.
All right. Before we go in, we need to have a general basis of what we are looking for. What are we going to say, and so on? Do we come straight out and say we're looking for a certain individual? Have you seen him? Do we wish to play quiet and act as if we are interested in the goings-on of the temple and scope about that way, see if we can find the target? What are your thoughts?
Well, you know how I feel. I don't want to be here as it is. We might as well just go get her.
Now, I don't know if that's a good idea. To just go in and blatantly accuse them of something could be met with a lot of resistance. It's better to be a bit persuasive about these things.
We don't know how many people on the inside are secretly working for him or alongside him. So we don't want to go making too many enemies.
Well, they're bound to know we're coming. If we are going to do this quietly, we've really got to be quiet. We're going to be kind of sneaking around, I think. Maybe we should take a better look around this building. Maybe an alternate way in.
So, the teeth, the various temples. So, is the cathedral, for lack of a better term, is it like a massive warehouse that has smaller buildings inside of it?
So are you asking like if these smaller temples are inside of the main building?
Yeah.
No. They're in the courtyard.
Okay.
I don't know if I've given you a sense of how big the courtyard is. The courtyard is the size of the courtyard is like the size of an entire city sect, where a lot of it's at least the size of Heavilton.
Oh wow!
A lot of the priests, the clergy mostly make their home here, in either within the temples or small apartments that are built into the walls of that which lines Lightning Keep and the mountain itself.
All right.
This is a very large courtyard, enormous. The temple itself, or the cathedral itself, is very big as well, but there's other stuff here, and that includes those temples.
Gotcha. So it's like a whole other city in this city. Gotcha.
It's more like a district, but yes.
It's like the Vatican.
Yeah, on a much, much smaller scale, but yes.
Yeah, but yeah.
It's like the in DC, the big what's it called? You know how all of the Smithsonian are around the one
Mall.
Yeah, the National Mall. There you go.
That's probably that's a fairly apt comparison.
Okay. That makes so much more sense to my brain now. So the Temple of Boshal is a standalone building. Are we able to walk around the back of it and see?
Yes. I should mention it isn't a church per se, not the way that you would think of a church in like the modern context, but it's shaped similar to it, other than the fact that it's made of wood instead of brick or stone. You see fairly large. So sorry if you heard that. My phone decided to go AWOL. Fairly large windows, but not ornate in any way. There is this door next to the back wall, not guarded or anything, but it is a door that does not lead into the main foyer, or you would guess so anyway, based on the layout of the building. It seems pretty common sense that this is not the intended entrance, perhaps more of an exit.
All right, well, if we deign to be sneaky about this, Corvin, you have the ability to turn invisible. Luya, you have the ability to be rather scarce. Let's say the two of you go in through the back door and the rest of us go in through the front, ask generic questions about the goings on of the place. Maybe we make ourselves obvious targets as the two of you find anything deeper. Corvin, you have the ability to contact one of us magically, yes?
Yeah. I think. Let me double check.
I'm honestly not sure.
Could be possible.
I feel like at some point in the past
I have to look
sessions,
through my book.
yeah, in the past sessions, I feel like this came up, and the answer was perhaps no. Actually,
Well, I think the answer was I didn't have it prepared, actually. Yeah, I don't have sending prepared. Sorry,
Oh, yeah.
guys.
And do you not have the message cantrip or whatever it is?
I don't think there's a cantrip just for message, but I don't
Okay.
have it regardless.
Gotcha. That's unfortunate. All right. Well,
Wayne.
I also have a high stealth, so I can sneak too if need be.
if the three of you want to go in, be our stealth team, the rest of us, looking at me and Colette.
Oh, we can ask all sorts of questions about their gods. I have many things we can talk about.
The horny squad.
God dang it. Does Rose
You
say
have
that?
horns. Yeah, you guys have horns. You're the horny squad.
Colette casts like a
Horn
side eye.
squad. Horn squad.
We are not the Horn Squad.
You could be the tail squad.
Let's just go.
Good.
Tail
me.
team.
Tail team, go.
God dang it. I don't like
That's
the tail
what
team
you would
either.
do.
We're the Teef team.
Yeah.
Team Tiefling.
Team Teefy.
Tiefling. No. Oh, God.
All right. So the two of us will go. We won't cause a overt distraction, no damage, no offense as of yet. The three of you will go in, see if you can find any secret entrances, any subterranean tunnels that lead to who knows what, where, and if by any stroke of luck given to us by the gods, the two of us may even see Moshe. But who knows? Stay close. Protect each other.
I guess the three of us head off towards the back of the building and start peeping around.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
ready to go.
so who wants to go first?
Spell slot.
I can.
Well, I'm invisible. So.
When I say who wants to go first, I mean which group?
Go with the front door group. I want to see what happens. That's just me though.
Okay, so you are doing these things simultaneously, I should mention.
Yes.
So your group will be going in at the same time as Colette and I guess and Caldis. You enter into the door. A loud creak causes an old man in I believe the word is vestments. turn around to greet you with a grandfatherly smile. Ah, yes. How may I help you two?
Oh, yes. Thank you. Well, I am, Teeth, what would you call it? Like a servant of Lucius, an ambassador, an acolyte? What would you?
You can say cleric. Cleric is
Oh,
accurate.
okay. Yes, I am a cleric of Lucius, and I'm visiting, and I've heard so many lovely things about your, well, this lovely place of worship here, and I just wanted to visit and see it with my own eyes. Oh, and this here's my friend, Caldus.
Now, okay, was that sincere? Or,
Yes, she genuinely is interested. It's not
Okay.
a lie.
Okay.
She's a
Cultus is
nerd.
standing-
Giant
Nerd.
She thinks it's cool. Let her
Cultus
have her
is-
museum moment.
Cultus is standing behind her, like arms behind the back in kind of a general security pose, like she is far more important than she is. But he just he's being security detail. He's one, protecting you, two, scoping out the location.
Yeah.
But he makes eye contact with the gentleman, like bows his head, just like, greetings, sir. I'm a bit of a traveler myself. I'm a purveyor of knowledge. I like to meet new people, learn things, record them. It would be interesting to learn a bit about the goings-on here.
You know,
Oh.
that's pretty honest too, actually.
Oh, well, you know, nothing particularly unusual for a temple of Boshal. Just basic prayers of fertility for over those who have been barren for some time, providing necessary blessings for such things, and sometimes providing an additional aid to the miracle of conception.
Ah, yes, and what a miracle it is. Do you have any chance, any pamphlets or anything we may read up on this lovely goddess? Once again, sincere.
I suppose. Are you considering converting?
Well, no, I suppose converting is the wrong word, but rather respect. As a cleric of Lucius, I believe it is important to know of the other gods as well, and not just my own simple walk of life.
Very cosmopolitan of you. I'll see if I can scrounge something up for you.
Yes, and your name,
And
sir?
cosmopolitan.
Frederick.
Thank you, Frederick. I appreciate it.
The rest of you, what are you doing?
Okay. So, I'm sneaking around the back.
And I'm just walking behind him as he's sneaking since I'm invisible.
Yeah.
Are you
okay,
watching?
Like I'm very bored. It looks like what I'm doing it, and he's like doing the
Accurate.
crunk sneaking around thing, and like there's no groove.
He's got his own theme music. Okay.
I am sneaking, but I'm pretending I'm not sneaking with them because I don't want to be caught being associated with that
You think
image.
you'll get caught. You think
You
your
know, I
sneaking
can't
is
blame you.
better.
Yeah.
So, actually, okay, seriously, I was thinking about sneaking, but walking nonchalantly around the building so that people don't really notice, you know, just kind of, you know, if somebody sees us, it's not like we're like, you know, they come up like, what are you doing back here? Oh, I don't know, just looking at this beautiful building kind of a thing.
Okay,
Duckworth.
so you're not really sneaking. You're
Yeah.
basically playing a part. So
Yeah.
I guess
Low
roll a
profile.
performance check.
Oh no.
Oh, what's performance under? I've never even.
Charisma.
Charisma.
Rose made the right
Is it charisma?
decision.
Oh, God damn it.
You had to say something.
Well, I mean, I think sneaking, to be completely honest with you, probably wouldn't have been wise. Because it's not bright outside, but it is daytime.
Yeah, it's pretty daytime. Yeah.
And it is post-vernal equinox, so it's
Dang it. Okay, here we go.
the days are longer than the nights.
Come on, beer dice, be nice to me. 8, so 9.
Okay, I have a dumb question.
Okay.
You take the +2 from charisma, not the plus on your actual skill, right?
What do you mean?
Both.
So I have a +2 in charisma, but I have a +5 in performance.
You take the +5 in performance,
Sick.
which accounts for your +2 in charisma, as well as a +3 in your proficiency.
Oh.
So if you have one of those, you take it over the bonus.
Oh, I'm smart. Okay, I got 12.
You look considerably more put together than your compatriot, although the trained eye might know that you are kind of futzing about. Having said that, there's not really anybody around to see, so you're probably okay.
Futzing. That's a good word.
You reach the back door of the building.
So I'm thinking, is there any guards or anything like that?
No.
Nothing guarding the back door? Really? How about that? I'm gonna try the back door.
It's a temple, not a labyrinth or.
Fair.
I mean, yeah.
Well, I'm gonna try the door. Like walk in like I belong there.
Oh, that's smart.
So you're not sneaking, is that correct?
No, just walking in like I belong there. Do.
Okay. Roll a performance check.
Wait,
Oh,
why
gosh
did
dang it.
you
I'm gonna
laugh?
try. Come on. Fuck. Yeah, I fumbled that. I look like an idiot.
Oh no.
Okay, what did you roll?
A 1.
So you roll a 3. What's your bonus is like +1, right?
It's 2. It's 2. Yeah.
Man, it really should be lower than that. But Louis is not a terribly charismatic person.
No, not at all.
Which is funny.
In fact, he's less charismatic than people with lower charisma than him. But
He's strong, very good looking, and yet his charisma is crap.
Yeah.
well, that's probably doing the lion's share of the work.
Yeah.
Thank you.
The good looks, just
He's
like
a good Andy.
it's like George Washington was famously very imposing figure, but he was like really nervous talking in front of people and had like a high-pitched voice. So his stature, as well as his lack of communication skills, made him more charismatic. So I think that's probably what's making him more charismatic, his good looks. And people look at him and say, what a handsome man. He couldn't possibly be up to anything ill.
Just don't open your mouth. Don't open your mouth, please.
Yeah, that's no problem. I'm not gonna say nothing.
Maybe we should make him roll roll without bonuses if he's like rolling to anything that involves speaking. You look like you're a small child who's been forced to go to market to sell fruits that you despise.
That's accurate. Walking into a church would feel like that for me. So.
You look as out of place as you possibly could. And somebody who was working at a table next to the door immediately turns, looks at you, and gives a puzzled look.
I'm just gonna walk past them and kind of eyeball the room.
Can I help you? They say louder than they need to.
Let me think. What are you guys doing?
I'll give you a chance to think about it. Let's go to the others.
Oh, we're watching.
No, the front of the building, front of the house.
So
Okay.
I have a question.
Yes.
So I'm guessing it's the horny group now. Damn you all. Can I roll to see if I notice what the F Louis is doing? If he's so
You're not
bad at
close
hiding.
enough to the
Yeah.
action. The building is
It's big.
is decent size. It's a temple, not a shrine. So
I can't help you.
you're
I'm sorry.
you're at least 50 feet away.
Okay.
And there's probably like 2 or 3 walls in between
Yeah.
us and
Mhm.
him.
Yeah,
Oh, I can't help
and
you.
a large chapel at least a chapel.
You're on your own, Diz. So yeah, while waiting on some pamphlets, Colette is gonna start surveying things and looking around, seeing if there's anything out of the ordinary, because she understands like the kind of overall attitude in temples. Like, yeah, this place is a lot more famous and bigger than where she was, but like, they're the same jobs, they're the same like comings and goings. So she would look to see if there's anything like suspicious or just weird that you wouldn't usually see.
Okay. What are you just staying in the foyer? Are you?
She's just acting like a tourist. She's looking around, taking the sights in.
So you see the main entrance. The foyer is decorated with reliefs of like mothers and fathers holding children, raising parents. A radiant woman holding a child, actually. A child that is equally radiant can be seen on either side of the main entrance to the chapel.
Would Colette know who that is?
The religion check.
Okay, let me roll. Ooh, that's a 19.
It's most likely Boshal herself
But
holding her child, one of her
what's-
children.
Oh, okay,
Who-
one of
which
her
one it
children.
could be, which one it is, who knows?
Okay, so she can't
But
tell
it's
which
presumably a divine child rather than a demi-divine child.
child. Okay. While making small chit chat, like, you know, elbowing Caldas a bit, and over there's the goddess herself with one of her children, I presume. She's really scanning the room. But just making like idle chit chat.
So I guess roll a perception check
Okay.
of the foyer.
15.
And nothing strange about it at all. It's what you probably would expect with your passing knowledge of Boshal worship.
Now, how many entrances or exits to this room are there?
There is the main door, which is fairly tall, about 10 feet tall. Arched doorway. On either side, there are small rectangular doorways leading down hallways. Well, you don't know they're hallways, but it's leading somewhere.
It can be presumed connecting to something.
Yes, that's probably a fair assumption. Given the size of the building, it probably wouldn't be just another room.
All right. And is he still in the room? Is he just like at a drawer collecting things? Like
No,
behind
he's
the
just
table?
what he was doing before was arranging things, and he presumably is like, well, you don't know anything about him, so it's hard to say what he does, but he's more just arranging things, not really doing anything at all.
But at the moment, he's getting us reading material, I'd assume.
Yeah, he's already done that though.
Gotcha. So, once he like returns with the things, Caldas will pipe up. So, what would you say is the normal goings on day to day here like? Is it do you ever find yourself particularly busy? Do you have many people coming and going, or is it really quite seldom that you get many new faces at all?
Well, it depends. I would say it depends on the season, particularly when times are lean. People tend to be more or I should say, looking for company, as well as looking for children to help raise their farms and whatnot. We being in the city, such things are usually not as sought after because farm hands are more readily available, and thus we're not a terribly busy temple. We receive what we can with what we have. Occasionally we have more business than other times. Business is probably not the right word, but you know what I mean, I assume.
Yes, patronage, let's say. You mentioned companionship. Forgive me, I don't wish to besmirch a holy place. Are you speaking as a brothel, that kind of companionship, or are you speaking in the form of spiritual aid, speaking about grievances and things troubling the soul, that kind of companionship?
Well, I would like to believe it is more of the latter, but I am not a child, and I'm aware of what people utilize our services for. If they want a relatively safe place to visit and take company, such as that, that is not the intended purpose of our worship. Sorry, our cat's like digging around.
I understand that.
Well, yeah, let me continue, sorry. I'm aware that people sometimes utilize it for such other purposes. Of course, any children conceive this in such a way must be treated as children, legitimate heirs if they were to stand to inherit anything. But we do see our fair share of people who come for that sort of companionship. That said, we don't offer these, for lack of a better word, services to just anyone who would come. They must be willing to cleanse themselves.
How so?
Well, they must be willing to devote themselves in service of our goddess and cast off any iniquities, such as wastefulness and hatefulness. Our goddess's warm embrace welcomes all, and we do not discriminate against anyone who would come in here with hate in their heart, aggression, territorial aggression, and must cast aside such things in the name of our goddess. And ambition must be checked at the door, so to speak.
Interesting. I'll look to Colette, and then I will reach into my coat and pull out the description of Moshe. Forgive me for being forward and asking about possible confidential things, but have you has an individual fitting this description happened to come by in the last few days? And then I give the description of Moshe, which I'm not going to bother looking for. But after I give the description, it would seem that this individual hasn't spoken with his family for quite some time, and I have been tasked with making sure he is all right. Lead me to believe that he may be around here somewhere. I would appreciate any assistance that you could provide.
Roll a deception check.
All right. Let's see. This is +4. Here we go. That is a 18.
Well, I would also say that anyone who comes here with anyone whose attendance here, there are no secrets before the goddess, and as a result, no one is permitted entry for such services if they are not willing to declare their intentions. So no such confidentiality exists here. I have seen this man from time to time. He has not been here long, and he has requested use of our acolytes and priestesses, but alas. Hold on one second. Alas, we do not permit him use of our temple's acolytes.
Did something happen? Was you don't permit him use of the acolytes for the previously spoken of companionship, I would assume? Was he violent at all? Was he causing trouble?
As I said, ambition must be checked at the door, and this is a man who, after speaking with our minister of the heart, so to speak, we detected much ambition within him and violence. Not physical violence, but desire to spread. He would not have been kind to our acolytes.
From what I know of the man, I believe that was a very smart call. Good fortune
sniffed
shined
him out.
upon.
How absolutely dreadful.
Good fortune shined upon you that day. From the information that we have about this individual, he is not a kind sort. If he should go poking his nose around this place with any ill will, I should hope that he is promptly stopped before anything can befall anyone here.
Well, his eyebrows raise a little bit at that description that you just gave. Well, I appreciate the warning. We will not allow such a one as this to enter onto our premises again.
Would I be able to make an insight check as to just seeing how sincere he's being, if there's any shifty like look in his eye or look on his face like he might be covering for
Yeah,
this
go ahead.
individual. Do insight's a wisdom, right?
Yes.
So what was that, Gray? Poking his what around at the alkaloids? Okay.
Gosh dang it, I swear.
All right. I'm gonna burn a luck point because that was a natural 1. I'd really rather not. All right, not much better. 7.
Hell if you know.
For the most part, he seems upfront and sincere, right?
From what you can tell, you have no reason to doubt his sincerity.
Gotcha. All right. Would I be able? Again, forgive me for being too forward. Would I be able to just walk about and observe the temple? I myself am interested in architecture, and this is a very different construction than that of the surrounding buildings. So it has a bit of piqued my interest.
Roll a persuasion check.
All right, that is a 19.
I see no reason why not.
No. You're
Do
very
you
kind.
need accompaniment, or are you going to continue with your own company?
I don't believe we will need any additional company, thank you. As I said, you are very kind. Thank you very much, sir. We will try not to cause any disturbance to the flow of the building. You have my word.
Very well.
And then I will turn to Colette and just kind of motion like let's go down one of the hallways. And what do I see?
Wait, does Colette get pamphlets?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. She starts opening them and reading them as we walk forward. Okay.
Okay. So back to the other group.
Okay.
All right, Luya.
I'm ready. So they caught me dead, like, hey, where you? And I'm like, and I'm just gonna tell the truth because we're not supposed to be there. And I'm gonna act like, yeah. Oh, I walked in the wrong door on purpose. I was embarrassed to go in the front door because I am, Oh, hi. Oh, hey. I guess we're not supposed to be here, Do they get mad or anything?
Roll a deception check since you're clearly lying.
I know, but I'm not though. I'm kind of not. I am.
You're lying.
I rolled a 14. Yes. Okay, so 16.
16. So let me roll against that.
We can do it. We can do it. Come on.
Come on, Lufa.
Come on, Luya.
Oof. They rolled a 17. I doubt that very much.
Well,
And he is not necessarily. He's more just shocked that somebody would just waltz into the back room of the building in the middle of the day for seemingly no reason and then try to lie about it. Explain yourself, or I'll have you removed.
Oh crap! What am I gonna do? My friend.
I may have you
was
removed anyway if you don't hurry.
Yeah, no, my friend is interested in this place. Come, and I'm gonna motion to Rose. I gotta drop it on somebody.
Yeah.
I'm doing a terrible
Dragging her down with you.
Right.
Oh, great.
I'm gonna both roll deception checks, and depending on how convincing the lie is, maybe
Okay.
advantage, maybe disadvantage. So tell me your lies.
Let's see here. I don't know what to drop on you, man. Well, I'm kind of throwing it in your corner.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. You're
Oh,
young enough to be
Dad,
a concubine.
You're so confused. Why do you keep going this? You know this isn't our house, Dad. Come on.
Oh, we're going with I'm senile? Nice.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'm senile, and I rolled a 13.
Okay.
Okay, let me roll. I rolled an 18.
Okay. Roll with disadvantage since that is clear. This man is clearly not greatly older than you are.
Fine.
Yeah, being a half elf is not helping you here.
Not to mention the fact that
What have I returned to? I just went to get
He's
water.
not. Half elves would not go senile until well into their later years.
Listen, it's all the alcohol.
Okay.
Just preserves
So
your
roll again
insides.
and take whatever roll is lower.
Okay,
Okay,
I got
roll one more. Take whatever
15
rolls
that
lower.
time.
A 15.
Yeah.
Okay, still the 13.
Okay.
He's gonna be so mad if we get away with this.
You know, I can't really blame him.
No, I get it.
What happened?
They rolled a 13.
I'm senile, Colette. Didn't you know
you're
that?
pretending to be senile.
Well, I'm not sure how much I believe your story, but if you leave quickly, I won't tell anybody.
All right, come on, Dad. She like grabs his arm.
Oh, thank you. Home. Yeah, let's go. Let's go. Then I walk with Rose.
Immediately in the alley, you just cut to Rose with just both her hands on her face, going.
Look, I steal things and beat people up. I don't sneak into places.
Oh, you steal? How do you get away with it?
Well, usually I just kill them.
Did the rogue just say I don't sneak into places?
Well, I do, but I don't like, you know.
I break and enter. I don't espionage.
Yes,
Emphasis on the break.
Yeah, exactly.
Just simply an enter.
Worst stroke ever.
Oh.
Okay. Well, that delightful excursion. Well, that completes the end of that quest. To the others.
So as we are walking about, I'm just looking for any like any other rooms and doing a quick glance to see if there's anything that could look out of the ordinary, as maybe perhaps there's a hidden doorway, maybe there's something out of the ordinary.
There are 3 doors you can take from the foyer. Which do you choose? The central door leads into the chapel, which you can see because it is open. The other 2, who knows?
Okay. But I'll look to Colette. I believe starting our tour, the chapel is most likely the best place, don't you think?
Colette just looks up from her notes. She's like almost got her nose in them in the pamphlets. Huh? Yes, the chapel. Yes, good thinking. Yes, that way. And she points the wrong way, and you kind of have to move her. And she's like, oh yes,
Her shoulders.
that way.
This way. Yes, of course. But so we will go into the chapel. What do we see?
You see a large room, but with a relatively low ceiling. Not much higher than the door itself, about 5 feet above that. At the end of the chapel is a wood carving of the goddess herself, throwing her arms wide as if to embrace those who come to her fold. There are there's relatively simple seating lining the ways, just basically benches. An offering table at the front is nothing but a bowl on a simple wooden table. And in front of the goddess is actually built into the statue is a hearth. The only stone thing in the building, actually, which leads up to the ceiling up to the ceiling through piping, and through some piping that runs behind the statue, you see basically the vent for a chimney.
Okay.
Although it is built into a wooden structure so that it doesn't look ugly and out of place.
Oh my. The interior of the chapel is quite calm. I like it. Very rustic home feel.
Colette's gonna kind of squint her eyes at it. How many people are around them?
There's a scattering of people praying quietly in each of the, or I should say, in a few of the benches here and there. Some people on their knees, some people just sitting quietly, heads bowed low. There is a young woman, probably in her early 20s, who stands in a thin white gown at the front, hands clasped before her, with a broad smile on her face, and holly bough on her forehead.
So Colette's gonna whisper to Caldus, like covertly, like so others can't hear. And she's gonna be looking at everything like she's whispering about how beautiful it is, but she's gonna be saying something else. Do I need to roll to be quiet, or
Roll stealth.
is a 16?
I mean, I'm going to assume that nobody's like listening to you, so yeah, that's plenty.
Okay.
If you rolled a 1, I would just say you coughed loudly before you started, and thus everyone looking at you already, but you know,
Okay,
you're
okay.
fine.
Okay. Caldus, I'm going to go talk to that young woman over there. While she's a bit distracted, this fireplace, this hearth, it seems lovely, yes, but a bit out of place. If there was ever anywhere to conceal a hidden area or who knows what.
She's basically positioned directly in front of it with only a few feet between her.
No. I'm gonna go talk to the lady, but I want Caldus to like see and perceive if there's anything like fucky about here.
So Colette's gonna pull her away, get her attention elsewhere.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Yeah, walk to the other side of the room, and then I'm gonna slip in.
Yeah. So Colette's gonna go up to her with all her pamphlets, and say, excuse me, now, real quick, Teeth, what's the name of the goddess again?
Boshal.
I couldn't help but notice, I believe you're a follower of Boshal?
Priestess, actually.
Oh, my stars! I didn't want to assume. In our temple, we wear different things, and I saw your lovely holly, but I didn't know if that was her symbol. Oh, gods. Hello, my name is Colette, one of the, clerics of Lucius, and, I'm just absolutely fascinated with Boshal. I spoke with, oh gods, his name was Frederick, I believe. It's a pleasure to meet you.
A pleasure to meet you as well. How may I help you?
Yes, well, and this is where, okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Colette is basically gonna open the pamphlet. She's gonna like point at different things, and she's gonna be like, I read here that this happened. Look, so she's basically gonna be pointing at things on the pamphlet and asking about them. And just, she is genuinely interested. She's not being fake or rude. This is pleasure and work for her, so. So I just want you to know that's going on.
Okay.
While she wants Caldus to look into things a bit more in depth.
Are you pulling her away at all?
A little bit, but mostly getting her to look at the pamphlets, but like kind of, you know, very much being distracting, as she knows best.
Okay, what are you doing then?
Me or
What am I?
Caldus?
Yes.
Okay.
All right. As she starts like getting warmed up and talking and all excited as Colette is wont to do, Caldus will just try and nonchalantly look about the chapel, look about the room, and then walk up to the hearth, try and like let them just slowly like scuttle off, trying to I know there's not much of a crowd, but trying to do that thing where you just act like you belong and people will slowly give you space unconsciously. So like just moving about nice and cautiously, and then once he gets close enough, actually inspecting either with an investigation or a perception.
It would be perception.
Gotcha. All right. Hey, look at that. That is a base 18 for 19 total.
So the statue looms overhead. It is. I should mention that the area at the very front is there's a slight slope, incline leading up, and then at the area where the goddess would be, the goddess statue would be, it's about 20 feet tall, and the statue obviously goes up a bit further than the rest of the stuff in the building. That said, it seems to just be a statue, and the hearth built into the base is nothing more than warmth for those who would seek it.
Okay, so there's no auspicious candlestick that could double as a lever, or a indentation that is strategically there as a handhold or anything to reveal something, right?
Not that you can discern, certainly.
Unfortunate, but lovely craftsmanship on that statue.
Are you saying this to the? Are you just saying this to yourself, or are you saying it to the young woman who is discussing with Colette currently?
Just kind of under my breath, where it's like the unfortunate is a lot more under my breath, but like the lovely statue is just more. If anyone is paying attention to me and listening, it's like, oh no, he's just like he's just looking at shit. Because at one point, I think he would pull out one of his many notebooks and just kind of jot down some of the information, like if there's any that I want to say, like I know some churches have like scripture verses. I myself am not religious, so I'm talking totally out of my ass. But there's like, you know, important passages sometimes
The
written
words
on,
of our faith.
yeah, the words of our faith. So he's like, if he sees any of those, he would be like, "Oh, okay, this is." He's just taking general notes for himself, just to flesh out.
Yes.
Oh, this is what Bashal's about.
And for those, or if you are curious, I don't have any words prepared for this, but basically the general mood of it. Boshal is a goddess of gratitude as well as fertility, and a goddess of love as well, a goddess of romantic love as well as a goddess of motherly love, obviously, as a mother herself. So many passages that are inscribed. Many passages. There aren't like just like live, laugh, love things all over the building, but there, or the D&D equivalent of that. But there are a few passages that can be found inscribed on the table once you get close enough to see them, that relate to gratitude, openness, honesty, and benedictions of fertility.
Oh, very well. I will. Yeah, so I'll jot down some of those, just kind of taking in the whole location, and then after I've done my work, after I've done my business, I will strategically move to a location where Colette can see me, and I will subtly give her a signal of like it's time to move on. So hopefully she's not too engrossed in the conversation, but
Do I need to roll if I'm very engrossed in this conversation or not, Teeth?
I would say so. You said Caldus is trying to get
Yeah.
Roll a perception check, I guess.
like I'm trying to make eye contact with her and like nod my head like, hey, time to go.
It's a 9.
You're oblivious.
Colette just keeps, talking about how beautiful the temple is and what their temple is like, and their priestess, and she's just having a blast talking with another person of the faith after traveling with these curmudgeons.
You can call us heathens, it's okay.
Heathens, yeah.
Coldus has no faith. He has no god.
Except his girlfriend.
Possibly, yes, maybe.
So yeah, Colette is still very engrossed in this conversation.
At which point I see her just completely lost in it and just kind of chuckle to myself. I'm like, all right. I walk up behind the woman, and I will. Excuse me, miss. I'll walk up like behind her, but then circle to the side so both of them I can freely speak to both of them. Excuse me, pardon my intrusion, but I believe I do need my friend back.
Oh, yes, gods, I'm so sorry. It was delightful chatting with you. What's her name, Teeth?
I'm gonna think of something off the top of my head.
I'm so sorry.
Sierra.
Sierra, it was so delightful chatting with you. But I must go. We have so much more to see. Thank you so much for teaching me your ways.
Oh, it's not a problem at all. I'm glad to share the faith and the words of our goddess to those who would seek them.
Yes, of course. Have a lovely day. And then she's gonna carry off her pamphlets with her and head over to Caldus.
Alright, once we get back together, then are walking, and I want to be out of earshot of other people, but still quietly, in a controlled voice, say, I haven't found anything that would insinuate any sort of secret door. If we want to have this investigation go any further, we're most likely going to have to find a paper trail or come here after hours under cover of darkness so we can move about more freely.
While holding her pamphlets above and kind of smiling, she says through like gritted teeth, well, smiling and walking. Yes, I agree. It's better to arrive at night when they're not putting on their PR show.
Let's make quick work of the rest of our tour and then find the others. We'll camp out for a few hours. I don't want to go beyond the gate because I have a feeling they will be a lot more concerned about a large group of individuals walking in after evening or after nightfall.
Yes, I agree.
So we will make our way out of the building and then find these two and an invisible Corvin just kind of fucking around.
Jesus. I don't even know how you would find us. Maybe just both of us sharing Luya's fucking, or all three of us sharing Luya's alcohol.
Do we sit on like the front steps, just like dejected looking?
She's like, God damn it.
Oh, hello everyone! Look at all the pamphlets I have! I've learned so many! Oh, why do you look like that?
Everything's fine.
I take it the stealth mission didn't go well.
Yeah.
I really have to stop going in first.
I really do. Why do we keep letting that happen?
Well, I have an idea of how you can redeem yourself. I think if we want to get anything out of this place, we'll have to come in after hours once everyone has left for the evening and we can freely move about under cover of darkness.
Yes, and since we have so much time before that, we have a little reconnaissance knowledge to share with you. And Colette is going to make all of them learn what she has learned.
No.
Oh, run away!
It's school time!
Oh, God.
And learn about the gods.
Finally, something Colette knows things about.
Aldous will be taking notes.
Rose will be pretending to not be asleep while being asleep.
While being asleep.
It's for the mission! It's for the mission!
She'd paint like the eyes on her eyelids.
Now, Teeth, in this large, like Washington Mall kind of area, are there any like public sitting spaces or locations that we could just hang out for a while as we wait for nightfall?
Yes, in fact, right next to the building there is a public sitting space. And
Lovely.
However, the seat, the bench is taken by somebody. Hood thrown over his face.
Oh.
Hands clasped in front of him, legs spread wide, hands between them, like a sumo. Well, that's just picture that, except sitting down and his head down.
Like he's sleeping?
No, like perhaps praying.
Ah.
Is he a large man?
Fairly large, but you can't really tell since he's bent over.
Does the body type at all? Coldest never met the guy, so this would probably be a Luya roll or for any of the other three, honestly. does his body type at all resemble the body type of Moshe?
I guess that would be, is anyone else curious?
Yeah.
I think,
Yeah.
was it? Go ahead.
Oh no, I was just gonna say I have no reason to be making this roll, but it's a thought I want to pose to you guys.
Well, I'm curious as fuck. Sorry.
I need to know what's going on.
I'm nosy. My rolling perception.
Perception it is. Let's go.
Yeah, I guess roll perception, yeah.
Or is it an investigation?
Nat 20. Nat 20. Now the beer dice come and help me.
Did you roll a
That's
nat
fine.
20?
I
rolled a
think
also
this
rolled
actually-
a nat 20. I deadass also rolled a nat 20.
For the,
Jesus.
not for the mission,
He
but for this.
he looks familiar, but he doesn't look like that guy.
Wasn't there a guy at the bar, at the tavern, that we met?
Are you talking Soren?
Maybe?
Because I feel like this is very out of Soren's location.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, like Nat 20, we don't recognize him?
No, you recognize him. Like I said,
Oh.
well, you recognize his shape,
Okay. That's fair.
but he is bowing. And I guess you're not trying to be stealthy. Let me check something.
Yeah, because we're just kind of fucking about in front of the place.
Did you say mucking? Mucking about?
No, I said fucking about.
Okay, I didn't clarify.
Let's see. He looks up, and indeed, a familiar face greets you. That of one Ramus, the bard.
Oh.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, funny our paths should cross again here of all places.
A smile tugs at his lips. Yes. Caldus, wasn't it?
That you are correct, sir.
It seems like perhaps our destinies are intertwined, he says with a slight chuckle.
Once more, but perhaps this time something more could come of it other than just a chance meeting. You wouldn't happen to know this individual, and then I will pull out the flyer with the artist's rendition of Moshe. We happen to be looking for him. He is of great importance to our group. You wouldn't happen to be able to point us in the correct direction, would you?
Hold on. Can't say that I have.
Well, it was worth a shot, but my apologies for interrupting your, I suppose, prayer session. Are you a follower of Bashal at all?
Follower, I wouldn't say that. More in somebody who is looking for grace, you might say, from her.
Looking for love, or
You know, the
thinking
wrong
of
place.
starting a family?
No, not exactly. Well, Caldus, it's been nice to catch up, but I have rehearsals to attend to. Our play continues tonight, and as they say in show business, the show must go on and all that.
I suppose it must. I suppose it must.
Does he seem
one more
nervous?
question.
Sorry.
Oh no,
Go ahead.
no, yeah. If you go ahead, go ahead.
Does he seem nervous or anything or awkward?
I mean, I guess you can roll an insight check.
Okay, let's come on. Nah, wait. It's a 9. 9, 10. So, wait, hold on. Character. Boom. Where the heck is it? Where did my character go?
Well, if you're doing insight, you have a +2 from
Yeah.
your wisdom.
Not particularly.
Okay, fair.
But as I was saying, before you go, I do have a question. You wouldn't happen to have seen any young women of, I described Greenie. You wouldn't happen to have seen anyone fitting that description in the last day or so, would you?
The last day or so? No. Not unless you count the myriad women who are acolytes of the goddess who match that description not terribly far off.
Acolytes of the goddess, you say?
Yes.
Oh, yes. No, my apologies. Go ahead, Teeth.
Yes, acolytes of the goddess, you know, those who were in service to her to bless the families of those who would seek the goddess's embrace with children, usually. Or that's the intent of the service. He says the last part more or less under his breath.
This may be a better question for Colette, but can people be do people have to choose to become acolytes, or can they be like?
Are you asking
Given.
him?
Yes.
Of course, you must choose to be an acolyte. They do not. They are warm and from what I can tell, I don't have much dealings with them. I'm just simply seeking. Well, I've already mentioned that, but it's not exactly a cult that anyone would be coerced into joining.
Yes, according to these pamphlets here, you must be willing to be in her service, I believe, anyway. Which does bring the question, have you noticed any of her, servants, a bit unhappy lately, or seeming as if they don't wish to be there?
Well, I'm not here often, but no.
We have reason to believe that there is something afoot here, and we're just trying to get to the bottom of it. I do apologize for wasting your time, but thank you for answering our questions and being a good sport. I look forward to seeing you should our paths meet again.
Oh, of course. If you don't mind my asking, what sort of things are afoot?
Well, given that we keep stumbling across each other, a friend of the party here, dear friend really, has unfortunately been plucked from our grasp last night, and we are doing everything we can to track down the thief, the kidnapper.
That wouldn't happen to be our esteemed, greasy fellow, would it?
It would.
Well, I'll be sure to give him a quick smack to the face if I encounter him. Not sure how much else I'll be good for in a fight, but
I appreciate it, friend. Our leads brought us here, but at the moment, I believe time may not be on our side. We might have to take a different approach. But we've eaten up enough of yours. I hope you have a wonderful evening and performance ahead of you.
Well, if you ever are curious to see what's going on, just stop on by and, well, not sure if I'll be able to discuss much after the fact, but you know, doors are always open to those who pay. Not responsible for that part, but anyway, see you later.
Be well,
Good day.
friend.
Be well.
And he heads off towards the gate.
Not gonna lie, I was really hoping he would have some sort of lead for us. All
You're
this
telling
says
me.
just to everybody.
You're telling me.
All right, let us bide our time. We'll wait for everyone to go. If anything, just as to not draw too much suspicion, Colette, you are literally in a playground filled with other faiths. Go to a bunch of the other temples, gather as many brochures as you can, fill your mind with wisdom and knowledge of the godly world.
Colette, like, sits up straight, salutes, and goes, "Yes, sir!" And she runs off with her, like, tail swishing. She's so happy.
Meet back here shortly after nightfall.
I will! She just, there's dust from behind her.
And then she immediately turns right because you're not that far from the next temple.
Listen.
Yeah, so I don't know about you being the godly sort, but I'm going to take my fill of the architecture around here, absorb a little bit of tourism while we have time to kill. Anyone wish to join me, you can. If not, I'll meet you back here after nightfall. Then the real game begins.
Will the real game begin? Will things work out? Will Colette ever return with her ridiculous amount of pamphlets? You're gonna have to tune in next week to find out, folks. Thank you all so much for being a part of this. This is a ton of fun every week. Don't worry, Andy. We'll save your girlfriend. We'll get her. We'll get her eventually.
Please.
We will. No
We're
crying.
trying.
Oh God, don't cry. Don't. Oh God, your tears are everywhere. No.
I am much better at punching things.
For my tears.
Take care, y'all. We'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye. Oh my gosh, y'all. Oh my goodness gracious. We have gotten ourselves in a bit of a pickle. But you know what? It'll be fine. We'll figure things out. Right? Take care. And as always, may Lucius guide thee. Farewell. Also, Skippy, thank you for subscribing for 1 year.